creatures of the night, it's your girl Tati. Let's talk about New Japan Strong Style Evolved. This pay-per-view was on Sunday, but I was so tired from traveling from Houston to see Bay that I didn't get a chance to do a watch along or the review that day. But y'all getting the results from me, and I do appreciate it. I do want to say before I get into what happened at the show and also an update on the Wrestle Dynasty card, I do want to say thank you for anybody who watches my reviews, my watch-alongs, whatever I'm doing here on the channel. I do appreciate it. And I do want to say that I'm hoping that I'm encouraging people to watch pro wrestling, in many different promotions. Y'all can like whatever y'all like, but there's great wrestling going on all over the world, and I hope that I'm encouraging for people to check out wrestling at other promotions as well. Now, let's get into the show. I am going to talk about the pre-show. I never really cared too much about the pre-shows, but let's talk about the main card. We had Mina Shirakawa versus Johnny Robbie. I didn't care too much for this, so I'm just going to kind of just skip over this. Mina Shirakawa ends up taking the win, do her little dance after, and honestly, I just didn't feel the chemistry between the two of them. I am very, very much that type of person to say I don't think everybody needs to be in the ring with everybody. Like, if they don't have chemistry, they just don't got it, and for me, I ain't care for it. Now, we had tag team action after this. We did have the Grizzled Young Veterans putting the New Japan Strong Openweight Tag titles on the line against West Coast Wrecking Crew. Now, while this was a really great match, part of me was just like, Grizzled Young Veterans, they've only had this thing for like a month. They're not losing this. So I didn't really even think much of it. I thought it was a really great match. And New Japan, we do appreciate female referees in the ring. I appreciate that. However, Homegirl was the one that ruined this for me. At the end of the match, we did have James Drake getting pinned. James, obviously from Grizzled Young Veterans. He's getting pinned, right? His opponent is holding onto his tights so that he can really secure that pin so that he doesn't break out of it. Now, is there anything wrong with cheating? No. But my thing is the referee. What she did that made this kind of feel a little weird to me and maybe other people was that as she's counting 1, 2, 3, she is moving away from seeing exactly what was happening, which was them cheating to win with holding the tights so strongly to make sure he couldn't break the pin. So every time she counted, 1, she moved a little bit to the side, 2, moved away from the side, 3, move to the side. And I'm like, girl, this is so obvious that you just don't want anyone to seem like you see what's happening here. And for me, I feel like that kind of killed it for me. Very surprised that Grizzled Young Veterans did not end up retaining. And obviously the Grizzled Young Veterans didn't look happy about that either. But whatever. We got new champs, West Coast Wrecking Crew. Congrats. Now, after this, here come Rocky Romero storming in and all black into the ring, and he's all smiling and everything. I'm just like, hold on, Rocky, you single? Somebody let me know, is he single? Anyway, he comes up in the ring, he's congratulating them, and then he's already throwing himself and a partner of his choice, which is Yo, to go against them at the Battle of the Valley pay-per-view that's in January. And I'm just like, well, damn, like they barely held the titles for like 2 whole minutes, and you already out here celebrating, but also saying, hey, we want next. And they end up whipping Rocky Romero's ass, and they end up escorting him to the back or whatnot. Really, really great match. Very surprised about this title change so quickly. But definitely, this is when the show really started to pick up for me. Up next, we had a 4-way. We had Kushida versus TJP versus Fujita versus Clark Connors. Lord have mercy. Clark, are you married? You got a girlfriend? Something? When I'm telling you, now look, when Clark came out there, I was just like, holy shit, what the fuck? Like, the gear was on point, the hair was on point, the body's on point, everything was on point, and I was just like, oh my God, come on over to Tati's Federation. I know what to do with you. Now, really, really great match. For me, I wasn't really sure in terms of who's going to take the win. I was just enjoying the view anyway. And really, I don't even think that, for what I remember, I don't think anybody actually gets anything for winning this. Sometimes when there's four ways, you're kind of hoping, all right, whoever wins this definitely gets an opportunity to something, right? But no, nothing here. For me, like I said, I'm just enjoying the view. Really great match. Everybody had great chemistry here. For me, I kind of felt like, all right, Kushida, you don't really need this. Maybe Clark or TJP. TJP, with United Empire, probably needs to take the win. He did lose against Takeshita the last show. So I felt like, okay, TJP definitely for the win here. And TJP actually ends up taking the win, which all the opponents look all shocked, like, why this bitch end up taking the win? Very interesting. So it was alright, but whatever. Now, but the match I was looking forward to the most, though, was, well, not the most, but Hechiseto versus Lio Rush. Lord have mercy, Hechiseto. I love this guy. I absolutely love this guy. Yeah, y'all have seen him in AEW. If you want to see MLL, you also see him there as well. This guy is like, he's so dreamy. He's so freaking dreamy. I love his style. Absolutely love his style. Very versatile. He can work with anybody in the ring. And Lio Rush he has been putting in so much work these past few months that I feel so proud of him. Like, I know he's being a little bit of a heel right now, and some people are not liking the whole thing with Top Flight, but I think he's doing really, really well with him being at a better place in his career and his life right now. And that really, really shows that he's enjoying what he's doing in the ring. And this was so great. So great. Really great chemistry. Lio Rush is so freaking fast. Man, this guy is just like, if you blink, you'll probably miss him. And Hechiseto is like, I don't want to say struggling to keep up with him, but he's able to, put on a really great match with him. And Lio Rush, baby, better luck next time, because Hechiseto ends up taking the win. And I'm going to say I am cool with this. The reason why is because, well, Lio has been taking a couple of L's, but Hechiseto, the reason why I'm okay with him winning is because we have that Wrestle Dynasty pay-per-view coming up. CMLL is in this, but if you were to tell someone else that, they're probably like, what, CMLL? Where's CMLL representation in this pay-per-view at all? So I just feel like what little bit of CMLL representation that we have, Hechiseto end up taking the win. That's a good thing for them. And that's another thing that we're going to have to discuss too, is the lack of CMLL presence in the Wrestle Dynasty pay-per-view. People are not happy about that. We'll talk about the card a little bit later, but Hechiseto ends up taking a win, and he's over here taking pictures and shaking everybody, and holding babies in the crowd and everything. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. So after this, we have Los Ingobernables de Japón versus United Empire, and some really good tag team action. Now, TJP does come out there to show some love to United Empire to make sure that they end up taking the win. And I did think that the baby faces were going to take the win here. However, United Empire ends up winning. Now, I felt like this was the best choice here, because United Empire, we need some momentum here with this group. I was kind of having my own little fantasy booking with something going on in terms of the storyline with maybe Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis doing something to lead into Wrestle Dynasty, and it doesn't seem like we're going to get that, but whatever. They end up taking the win, and I think the right choice was made here, even though I was cheering for Titan and Takahashi to take the win. Really, really great match, and tag team action is really is what's saving the show a little bit for me at this point. I do feel like when it comes to tag teams, we need a resurgence with tag teams, regardless of what promotion, because I do feel like titles are just fucking going from here to here, all over the place. I don't know what it is. 2025 have to be a better year for tag teams. So we'll see what ends up happening with United Empire for 2025. After this, we do have our New Japan Strong Openweight Champion, Gabe Kidd versus Ryohei Oiwa. And I have to say, Gabe Kidd, this was definitely, okay, I would say the second best match of the night. Chemistry is on point. And let me tell you something. Gabe Kidd, if y'all not watching Gabe Kidd, y'all are missing out. He's great in the ring. He is definitely he's looking like New Japan's biggest heel right now, especially since he's going to be going against our baby, our boy, Kenny Omega at the was it Wrestle Dynasty or was it Wrestle Kingdom? You know what? Whatever. That weekend they're gonna be going at it, which is Wrestle Kingdom. And man, Gabe is just freaking impressing me every single time that I see him. So I'm really, really enjoying what we're seeing here now. Roy Hay, you tried, baby. You gave a really great performance, but we know that we need to keep things going for the momentum for Gabe Kidd because he's going against Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega has not had a match in slightly over a year. Sometime last year, December, was when he had his last match. So it's been quite some time. And honestly, we miss you, Kenny. We've been praying for you, Kenny. The prayer warrior has been ready to get you back in action, and he's finally going to be able to get back in the ring. I've seen some picture of him training, so that right there is definitely looking good for Kenny Omega. However, what we've been seeing Gabe do these past few months, baby, I don't know. The prayer warrior is going to have to come a little bit harder to make sure that Kenny Omega ends up taking the win because Gabe is no joke in the ring. And yes, he retains the title. Up next, we have Shota Umino teaming up in trios action with Fred Rosser and Tom Lawler. Tom, where the fuck was the booty shorts? Let me tell you something. I love when Tom Lawler wears the booty shorts, and this time he wore like overalls or some shit. Like, what the fuck? They went against TDMK. We had Bad Dude Tito, Shane Hayes, and Zack Sabre Jr. Lord have mercy, Zack Sabre Jr. Let me take you home. Oh my God. This was great. To be honest, I guess we didn't really need this. Did we need this? Not really, but they're just like, hey, let's get everybody that everybody like and just put them on the fucking card. It was just one of those situations or whatnot. As of late, I feel like we're seeing, God, how do I say this? I don't want to say we're seeing too much of Zack Sabre Jr., but I'm just saying, like, you got the biggest title in the company. Let him get longer breaks a little bit so we can make sure he makes it to Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty. Can we do that? Can we make sure that our champions are not in the ring as often? That's all I got to say about that. Anyway, this was, like I said, they just did it to do it or whatnot. And I was okay with it. TDMK end up taking the win, and it's good to see Zack Sabre Jr. Tom, next time wear them shorts that I like. All right, so tag team action. We did have Shingo Takagi teaming up with Tsuji versus Jackson Perry and our boy Takeshita. Lord have mercy, Takeshita. Oh Lord, I love him. This was very fun to me, and I'll tell you why. Because Jackson Perry, Takeshita, they over there in AEW, but they're not friends or anything, but they're tagging with each other. And there is that, it's like Takeshita is the older brother, and his mama said, let your brother get in the ring with you and do something too, but he really don't want him to be in the ring with him to do anything. Matter of fact, if he could just make this a fucking handicap match, he'll just get rid of Jackson Perry and take care of those other two on his own. That type of vibe. So they're not really on the same page, which I think is one of those things where it's like, okay, they're trying to throw you off to get you to think that they're probably not going to win since they're definitely not on the same page. Now, Jackson Perry, he wants to start things off, but then he's all warmed up and everything. Then he goes in and tags Takeshita to get his ass up in there. Takeshita gets in there, and the match is lovely. Probably, I'll say third best of the night. But like I said, that chemistry, but not chemistry between Takeshita and Jackson Perry makes me want to see them do tag again. I thought they were really, really great with each other, and it was fun, and it made me chuckle here and there throughout the match. Now, we do have like egos getting in the way between the two of them at towards the end of the match, where Jackson Perry ends up cheating to take the win, but Takeshita looked like he wanted to be the one to take the win for the damn team, so he looked angry. Now, Shingo and Tsuji, they don't look happy about this, so all four of them get into a little brawl after the match. Now, while that's going on, then two idiots come out there to pretty much help, which was the Jackson brothers. Nicholas and Matthew came out there. I can never remember which one is which between the two of them, but the one with the pearls had the bigger pearls, really big pearls, and he had on like this sequin red fucking jacket that looked like I don't even know what to say, but it looked horrible. It looked horrible. The Jackson brothers, they're not known for fucking fashion or whatever, but they came out there to help Jackson Perry and Takeshita. Now, Jackson Perry, he kind of didn't look happy about it, but also surprised at the same time. Like, are we still friends? Do I know y'all? You know what I mean? And they seem to still have an alliance with Jackson Perry. Jackson Perry kind of seems surprised that they still kind of have a little bit of alliance with each other. Takesha's just like, whatever, I don't give a fuck. I'm still champion, so he doesn't say anything about it. And then here comes the Young Bucks. They go on basically saying that they talk shit about Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, basically calling them assholes and shit, and saying that they're gonna get their hands on the IWGP Tag Championships, and basically, you know, going on to a tangent and then posing and all this shit with the crowd and all that, and I'm just like, oh, okay. Great. I didn't want to see y'all on AEW, but I still gotta see y'all here. We did know that there was going to be at the Wrestle Dynasty pay-per-view, but we ended up seeing what ended up happening. It looks like they're going to be on Wrestle Kingdom. Maybe. We'll see what ended up happening with that, since the IWGP tag titles were vacated, I believe. Whatever's going on with that, President Tanahashi, fix it. Fix it. Main event, we do have our CEO, Mercedes Moné. And I have to say this. First of all, she went against Suzuki. Why am I enjoying her more outside of AEW in terms of her matches? Her matches have just been absolutely amazing when she's wrestling in New Japan, and something about when she's in AEW where it's just like, I don't know if it's, I don't want to say that it's her, but I don't want to say it's her opponents, but something about it is just like, it's not the same. It's not the same. And I don't know. We got to do a little bit more with CEO in AEW, but her match at this pay-per-view was absolutely top-notch. Best match of the night. Her and Hazuki absolutely fucking killed it. And the crowd was definitely in for a treat. I'm happy that she ended up main eventing this show. This is the third time that she's main evented the New Japan show since she's won this title. So I was absolutely just like, yes, thank you. This is what I want to see when it comes to women's wrestling, for women to be able to be in spots like this. Not just have the last match of the night, Tony Khan. What I'm saying is to make it feel like this is the most important match of the card, and that's what we need when it comes to women's wrestling, because women's wrestling is just as important as what all these men are doing as well. So President Tanahashi, thank you for that. The chemistry was really, really great. Was this like a perfect match? It wasn't perfect. Hiccups here and there. However, what they were able to do, I felt like the chemistry was absolutely on point, and Mercedes is definitely also trying to let everyone know that, hey, y'all love me and Sasha Banks. I'm still that girl. Like, wherever I'm wrestling, I'm still that girl. And she proved that absolutely. And she ends up taking the win, retaining the title. Mina Shirakawa come out there and basically putting her nose in people's business. And she's challenging our girl CEO for the title. Now, they end up having a dance-off after that, and then Mercedes go on and hug and take pictures with everybody in the fucking crowd and all that stuff, like she's been doing these past pay-per-views with New Japan. Let me just say this. I did say, Tony Khan, President Tanahashi, that I didn't want to see no matches with that could be on Rampage or Collision or Dynamite. Don't put people who are really in the same space to have matches at either Wrestle Kingdom or Wrestle Dynasty, because it's just like, well, what's the point of doing all that shit when they could literally do this on AEW, on Collision, or one of their pay-per-views or whatnot. I was hoping that Wrestle Dynasty, Wrestle Kingdom, where we will see things that we would normally not see. And for whatever reason, they're putting shit that they can easily put on a fucking Collision. And honestly, I'm like not impressed about it, but I still want to see both these girls go at it in the ring. But this was still the opportunity to hopefully have these girls be in the ring with different opponents. And for whatever reason, they didn't take advantage of that. But we will be seeing Mina Shirakawa versus our girl, our CEO, Mercedes Moné. All right, y'all, real quick, let me just give y'all the rundown in terms of what's happening at Wrestle Dynasty. Now, for those of you who don't know, because I've been talking about it, Wrestle Dynasty is a cross-promotional pay-per-view where we have AEW, CMLL, Ring of Honor, Stardom, and New Japan all in this. Now, really, CMLL barely in it, to be honest with you. So we'll see what we can get out of that. So here is the match card that we have so far. We have Brody King versus David Finlay. I'm looking forward to that. This is what I'm talking about when I say like putting people who would like kind of having that forbidden door open for this. In this case, David Finlay, Brody King, yes. Shota Umino versus Claudio Castagnoli was not in my fantasy booking. I wanted it to be Shota Umino versus Wheeler Yuta. I think it would make more sense with what's going on with Wheeler Yuta and Moxley and basically putting Wheeler Yuta in a situation to go against Shota Umino where both of these guys are pretty much like the sons of John Moxley, and seeing how the storyline would have progressed with Wheeler Yuta and both Shota with Moxley would have been really, really great. But Claudio, he always go out there and get shit done. So I can understand why Claudio's going and not Wheeler Yuta. Boo. Anyway, Kenny Omega versus Gabe Kidd. I'm guessing maybe is going to be the main event because Kenny Omega, we haven't seen him in quite some time. So we'll see if that will be the main event. That I'm also looking forward to. Jackson Perry versus Yota Tsuji is another one as well. We already knew about this from the last pay-per-view. Unfortunately, Jackson Perry already lost his title, and I knew it. This was before he lost the TNT title, and when they didn't say anything about him being TNT champion, I was like, this bitch gonna lose the title. And sure enough, Danny Garcia has the TNT title. We do also have Zack Sabre Jr. versus Ricochet. Lord have mercy. Now, oh yeah, I'm in for this. All in for this. Can't wait to see this one. We do have the New Japan Strong Women's Championship on the line. Mercedes Moné versus Mina Shirakawa. Whatever. That could have been on Collision. The IWGP Tag Titles. Now, I forgot about this. Great Okan, he still has the titles. His partner is injured, so they're not vacating the titles. They did mention vacating it at first. What they're going to do is they're going to have someone take his tag partner's place in this match to go against the Young Bucks. We don't know who that is right now. So we'll see about that. Now, I don't give a fuck about the Young Bucks, so this is whatever for me. Now, the International Women's Cup match. Willow Nightingale. Willow, I love you, but every time they're doing something to represent AEW's women division, it's only Willow Nightingale that they ever have going out there. Now, Willow Nightingale's going against our girl Athena. She's going against Persephone from CMLL. And then from Stardom, we don't know who it is yet. They're having like a battle royal to determine who ends up winning that match. I don't know what that's about, but whatever. And then we do have the New Japan Openweight Championship match with Shingo Takagi, who is Shingo Takagi or Takeshita versus Ishii. For whatever reason, I don't know why the hell they're doing this. We already know Takeshita is going to be going over to do this match, and he's going to go against Ishii at Wrestle Kingdom. And this is one of those other things where I'm just like, we could have did Takeshita versus Ishii on Collision. So why are we doing this at Wrestle Dynasty? I don't know. I think it's a waste of time. We could be doing something else instead, whatever situation is. So that's what we got for the card so far. Like I said, there really isn't any CMLL representation here. We do still have a little bit of time to see what they can conjure up when it comes to CMLL representation in this fucking show. But we'll see. Stardom as well. We do have Mina over there, and then they're getting somebody else for the International Women's Cup, whatever the situation is. I hope Athena wins that match for the International Women's Cup. Either way, that's the card for right now. There's a lot of good shit on here, and there's some things that I just don't care about. But I will be filling you guys in, obviously, as times go by with what's going on for that show. And I'll be doing a prediction video before then so that everybody can know what's going on. Guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.